Ricky reports here outside of the Wells Fargo Center in South Philadelphia, where Democracy Spring protesters were able to infiltrate the secure area of the 2016 Democratic National Convention. They were able to get volunteer tags, as their art director told me.
Democracy Spring leaders got some access to volunteer passes to get in, and brought, with them. We came up in carloads and unloaded quickly. We had a diversion march that came down here to FDR Park, and the march was awesome energy. We did a great energy builder all day from 2:30 p.m. onward until the action began in Marconi Park, where up to 100 people were sharing their story of struggle with one another at the beginning, and then we went into doing group building activities. So the team was really strong. We had a really tight-knit culture. Everyone learned the different chants for the revolution that we have here. The diversion march came down this way. All the police followed them, right? Yep. And then the rest of us jumped into some cabs and Ubers and however else we could do it to get through the gates. When we got through the gates, or when they got through the gates, I was part of the last vehicle. They had shut down security at that point, so I was not able to get in. But when they got through the gates, they deployed a 75-foot banner that read "One person, one vote, Democracy Spring." This is a huge piece of art that's absolutely gorgeous, and it captivated. Right, we had lots of media attention there. We were live streaming, and so we had up to around, I would say, the number's not solid, but I would say approximately 30 arrests tonight, and day before yesterday we had over 50 people arrested actually right here at these gates behind us. This is a tension point. You can see this is where some of the delegates were coming and going through, and here we are, all these Bernie people are out in the country looking for a place to plug in, so this is a great channel for them. If you guys really want to continue on with the political revolution, you want to get involved, we want you guys to follow us on Facebook so that you can catch our live stream training tomorrow on our strategy to get big money out of politics, our structure of the organization, and also our cultural practices to make sure that we are sticking together as a movement family to grow the movement.
So you were actually able to get in there, and so they arrested protesters who had gotten inside of the area, and so they were selectively taking anyone who's associated with Democracy Spring, regardless of what they were doing. They were just arresting them.
It was a very highly organized and coordinated effort. We had all of these people trained every single night at 7 p.m. at Arch Methodist Church. Throughout this past week, we've been training folks on nonviolent direct action, teaching them special tactics that they would deploy here on the streets, and that's exactly what they did. They walked in a formation, they sat down together, linking arms in some cases, deploying this gigantic banner. It's a 17 volunteer banner. It takes 17 people to deploy.
And this was
right in here.
Directly, was that directly?
This is inside of the gates, but not inside of the building. This was an outdoor setting. And if you want to watch this, go to Democracy Spring on Facebook and play their latest live feed to get coverage on that. Kai Newkirk, our campaign director, spoke out and did some incredible public speaking and touched on a lot of critical points. And if you really care about overturning Citizens United, restoring our democracy, ending plutocracy as we know it, I suggest listen to this rhetoric that he's been presenting through the duration of this campaign here to disrupt the DNC. We could have given him a fair chance. We said, here's our set of demands. If you guys can agree to these demands and you can implement them, we'll back off.
Sweet.
We'll call the whole thing off, but they didn't. So we had no choice but to escalate, to take nonviolent direct action to expose this injustice once and for all.
Reporting from outside the Wells Fargo Center, the home of the 2016 Democratic National Convention, I am Ricky Reports.